There it is. Hello, Mr. Ed here. And today is Saturday, October the 12th. And we already got a couple people out there watching. Mike, Flower Street Farm Bees, Jack and Danette. And Spate 68. So thanks so much for stopping in this afternoon. I know everybody's got stuff to do, and I got stuff to do too. Um, Now we got Suzette Tacoma. Hey Suzette, how are you? Um, I actually we just finished doing a removal about 5 miles from the Abbey, something like that. Uh, and to be honest, I'm really wore out. But I want to go live today for the main reason for these things right here, the labels that people are sending me to put on the wall. Uh, in when I first started doing this, putting the labels on the wall, and I had so many of them, I never could. Uh, Look at that, Diva Dawn. Hey, Diva. Look at that, James. How are you? uh, yeah. So you must not be at work. Lori Magnus. Hello. So I never really got to do it the way I would have wanted to do it. To thank um, um, everyone that had sent me their labels and their cards. And so hey Kirk from Bell City, Louisiana. Where's Bell City? Is that somewhere around Houma? Look at that, Jared Doucette. How you doing, brother? Yeah, that's what you told me a month ago, Jared. You told me you'd be sending it a month ago, but I guess you want to wait to make sure that gave you my thank yous on it, and that's really what I want to do today. I can use the live stream to acknowledge the receipt of your label and your letter, and to thank you for it, because um, when I had so many of them before, I just couldn't. The opportunity wasn't there. But if I get small batches like this, these I've gotten in the last probably 3 weeks, 2 weeks at the most, 3 weeks at the most. But oh, okay, I understand. Steve Butler from Texas. What part of Texas, Steve? So I mean, now if I use this format of going live and saying that I received your label and thank you for it, I just feel so much better. Look at that, Misty Hill. Misty, are you in? Yeah, Ireland. I thought it was in Ireland that you were from. He has a bunch of your fired letters. No, these are labels. And so I'm gonna say west of me. Oh goodness sakes, that's almost in Texas then, because there ain't too much west of you, James. Well, Sulphur, and then that's about it. So that's what we're gonna do the beginning of this. Julian Porter, after the flow. Well, no, to tell you the truth, I'm Clifford Davis, a brand new member. Hey, Clifford. So next Friday, I do your shout out for you. I didn't include Hannah in that. I just said Clifford Davis. I'm sorry I forgot to include it because I know you asked me to, but I just put your name, Clifford Harris. Brian from Bakersby. How was the festival? The other was it last week or the weekend before? I can't remember. Mark Miller. Hello, hello. So today, Charlie, good time, Charlie, and me, Steve Butler, close to Brian. Okay. Uh, um, Charlie and Muscle Man Brian, Brian. He came with us today, and oh my gosh, I've stopped doing removals really at the end of July. It's just too hot, and that one of them that died on me, I'm just not doing that. So I waited till October. I told there's about five of them right now. I said, wait till October and I'll do it then. And so about 3 or 4 days ago, one of the guys called me up. Hey, can you come get those? Concerned RN, hello. All right, and bread too. Awesome, awesome. I'm telling you, Brian, I am going to get to that festival one because I know what it's like 2 times a year, something like that. Jennifer Sichi from 1078. Well, it just because you set a trap, Jennifer, doesn't mean you're going to catch bees. But there's always, it's for sure. If you don't set a trap, you won't catch them. So at least you did 50% better by setting it. From Romania, hey Marius, thank you for joining us. Wow, wait. So on where did you set that trap on 1078? Because 1078, I've actually caught swarms off of 1078 before. Peters Wicker, hello. All right, so I guess I'll have to wait till the spring one, Brian. So you're going to remind me again, and eventually I'm going to make it. So today, Charlie, Brian, and I, we did this removal about 5 miles from the Abbey, and that hive, if it weren't those bees, I think these weren't the same bees because there was evidence of wax moth stuff in there. So regardless, the bees that were in there were a lot of bees, and all of the comb was black. Bert Wiening from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Wow. Sheridan, Wyoming, Nedhead. And this hive had to be every bit of 3.5, 4 feet long. And the tail end of it was all crumbly comb, all the honey. They all Carl Arn, I can't say it, from Sweden. Thank you for coming by. The end of the hive was all crumbly comb. I took all that out, and then I started running into the honey, and it was it was a shower. And I told Charlie right from the beginning. I said, Charlie, this is not going to be good. We are going to have robbers here. And by the end, 2.5 hours later, by the end of it, and you'll see the video next week when I post it. Oh my gosh, there had to be 50, 60,000 bees in there. It was unbelievable the amount of robber bees in this that it showed up. Now it was a big hive, and fortunately for us, I'm giving away the video, but we got the queen early on, so I was able to get as many of these bees. Hey, from Nova Scotia, Peter. Wow, I was able to get the bees, the hive bees, and try not to get too many of those robber bees because man, it was bad. And you will see it next week. You'll see that video. Update on the small hive you rescued from a cutout tree the other day. They're in the box. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. I haven't opened them up to see if she's laying yet, but that'll be I'm still going to wait a little while, but they're doing fine, so that's a good thing. But I am feeding those bees because there was nothing. They had nothing. Now, unlike the bees that we put out today, oh my gosh! In fact, tomorrow I gave them 5 frames of honey right now, and then I've still got 2 ice chests full of comb that I'm going to frame up and drop into that top box tomorrow because I didn't want to do that while I was setting the bees loose today. But oh my goodness, how can you tell the difference between a robber bee from a hive bee? That's the easiest thing in the world to see because they're the ones that got a little gun on their side and they always got a little mask on their face. That's how you can tell the difference. But there is no difference because a robber bee is a worker bee. It was just given the opportunity of unprotected honey, and they're going to take advantage of it, particularly right now. And I was kind of surprised because we are in a flow right now, but it's just the very beginning of it. So in a way, I'm not surprised, but I kind of was a little bit. I'm not even Tannenbaum girl. I'm contemplating what kind of hive to get. Do you flow hive? I'm never gonna recommend a flow hive. That's just me. There, for some people, it's a good fit. But if I personally, if I was gonna get a hive for myself, I would get a long horizontal hive. I wouldn't get a Langstroth. I would get a horizontal hive, and use the frames that you could put in a Langstroth. They're just so much easier, especially the older you get, like me. The older you get, you can work them so easy. The bees are they because you don't open up the whole hive. That the bees are nicer, and you will get all the honey that you can want out of them. You will get them. Jared, I missed something. What are you building second right now? What your horizontal hive? Cody Simmons, hello. So you had to jump in on this one too, right, Cody? That the long hive, my layings dying out really was a big disappointment for me. But it's just part of keeping bees, and I'm already looking forward to getting another swarm into that box. But before I put one in, I am going to extend plastic foundation. I'm going to rig it up so I can put it in the frames that I built, because I'm not going to deal with all that falling down funny comb that they were doing. So that's not gonna happen. So uh, I've only got about 50 things to do before springtime, and that's one of the 50 things that I got to do. John Mary, hello. Ours is just beginning, so 3 weeks it'll be over. Now, I mean, it's been coming up, so we're October the 12th. By the end of October, it's going to be done, and so will our flows, because this is our last flow. And that picture that I used for the thumbnail on this one was one that we took when we were doing that cutout this morning. The goldenrod was all back in that area, and I happened to see that little bumblebee on that stem, and it was early. It was that was about right around 8:15, 8:30 in the morning, and it was still 58 degrees. So that bee had just hunkered down, and she was just waiting for it to warm up to get on with her day, I guess. So let me get on with some of these letters and labels that I've received. It's probably been over the last 3 weeks, because once I acknowledge that I received them and thank them for it, then they're going to go up on the wall, and hopefully I can shoot some video of that somewhere down the line to do it. Patty Cooper, good to see you too, Patty. Thank you for dropping in. And so I love it when you send me a label that you also send a letter. And so here is one from Nick's Nectar, and he is in Cumming, Georgia. And he says, "You have a wonderful channel." Thank you. Thank you for showing the magnificence of God's creation and all you do. We have a small apiary of about 7 hives here in Cummings, Georgia, and have been beekeeping since the fall of 2019. My son, now 10 years old, and I both tend to the bees. We placed our family crest on the front of the bottles, and on the back we placed our QR code for our YouTube channel. Maybe that's what I should do. Put the QR code on the back of our bottles. I've included our submission for your honey wall. Continue with God's work and sharing the message of salvation. Nick's Nectar and Norman Henson and Nicholas Henson. So Nicholas Henson is where it's Nick's Nectar. And here is the label for Nick's Nectar. Thank y'all so much for sending me your letter and the label. That is beautiful. That's gonna go. That is really nice. That's gonna look very good up on the wall. All right, let's do another one, and then I'll look at some more. Look at that. Hello, Annette. Happy that you're here. Richard Biner, bee collector. Rick was here keeping bees with a smile in Amherst, Ohio. All right. So this one is from Phytech, I think, in Avon, Ohio. And it is from Mike Fitch, Fitch. Mr. Red, love your videos and your positive attitude. Keep up the good work and God bless. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. And here is Fitch Farms honey. Look at that. That's going to go good. Oh, thank you so much for sending that. The wall really it's really good. Hey, Robert, I got your letter in here, Robert. So just hang loose. I got yours coming up. 5153 Flash. Have you ever seen a bee you don't like? Well, I don't like them when they sting me. I can assure you that. I took a couple today, but I think we all did. But nah. Now I don't like wasps. I don't like them at all. Russ Owner, your videos always make me smile. Oh, thank you, Russ. Thank you. Say hi to Wreck-It Ralph and Good Time Charlie. Will do, Russ. Will do. Alicia Pullman, good afternoon. Great seminar at NCAT. So look what I'm wearing. NCAT Armed to Farm. So yesterday, thank you, Alicia. Yesterday, I spoke. They asked if I would come and speak to the Armed to Farm guys, and these are veterans, guys and gals. These are veterans who are learning how to become farmers, homesteaders, and part of that whole. This is a national organization, a nonprofit, and Armed to Farms is a branch of this NCAT thing. And so I was invited to speak to this group, and they're not beekeepers. So it was definitely a different format for me, because usually when I've talked to people, they already have, generally they have bees or are going to get bees, but in the whole group, there was only one beekeeper already in there. And there were probably 30 or 35 people in there. They're all veterans, men and women, but they were husbands and wives. And it was a really great experience. And in fact, the person that contacted me, Mike, I am actually going to be going on a podcast with them coming up real soon to encourage the aspect of keeping bees in the homesteading operation, farming operation. So anything to do with veterans, the Hives for Heroes. I'm all supportive of anything that we can do for our vets, because the service that they provide and have provided for all of us Americans. So it was a great time. And I'm sorry I never got to speak more, because they were on a really tight schedule, and I still even ran over a little bit, but I guess they tolerated my overrun. And you all probably are very, very familiar with it. Oh, Annette, you're amazing, Annette. Thank you. Golly, Annette. Now you maybe do a mind hiccup, Annette. I have some of the best viewers out there. I really do. And Annette, I know, has been following me for years now, and my office is graced by some of her handiwork. Got some back there, some on this wall over here, and she continues to support me as not only a subscriber, but as a member for the channel. And Annette, you've probably been a member for over a year now, at least. I would say at least. And then she still does a super chat for me. Annette, you're too sweet. Thank you very much. All right, so let's do a couple more of these letters before, because I really don't want to stay on for too long today, because I'm really wore out. I really am. That hive kicked my butt. So this is from Joyful Honey, Battleground WA. I don't know. Hey Brian, another one of my members. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much. All right, WA, that's Washington. I bet that's Washington State. Yes, that probably is where it is. And the note I get, oh, her name is Joy, and so it's Joyful Honey. Mr. Ed, I love your videos. May God continue to bless you and your bees, Joy. And here is Joy's Joyful Honey. Oh, and bee supplies too. Battleground, Washington. And then let's see, on the back of this card, well, I got to read it or else I won't be able to read it. Honey tasting station, garden art, classes, tools, apparel, honey, bee boxes, unique gifts. Joy and Mark Boschler. And this is on the back of their card. Really nice card. I like that card. Very unique. And your honey label is awesome. Hey, look at that. Look, folks, Joey Riles. Joey Riles is here. So on Saturday, I had a bee group, the Purvis, Mississippi bee group, came over to the Abbey, made a visit over here. There were, I think, six people from that club made the trip, about a 50-mile trip. They came over here and just spent a couple hours showing them around in the honey house, the yards, the peacock pen, and then we put the cherry on the top by bringing them over to the wood shop and give them a tour of the wood shop as well. Because this wood shop is just unbelievable. In fact, I'm going to in the next couple of weeks. Part of what I'm going to be doing is building equipment, because I need to start replacing equipment. Shane from Wetlands Honeybees, hello. And so I'm going to actually be making videos on making and I'm going to solid bottom boards. So I'll be doing the solid bottom boards, inner covers, as well as telescoping covers. So it really has been years since I've done shop videos as far as building something in the shop, but I'm going to, within the next 2 months, I'll start those up. And then after we build all that stuff, then Muscle Man Brian, he is now doing wax dipping. And so we're going to, hello, Grace. We're going to be wax dipping all of the equipment. Well, at least the bottom boards and the boxes, the inner covers and the telescoping covers. The telescoping covers were actually made out of plastic. I cut all those things out on the CNC probably 4 years ago, and now I'm going to actually start assembling those things and using them. So those videos I'll be making those and posting those very soon, and I'm looking forward to it, because I really do get a lot of comments about building equipment. But for me, I find it's always so much cheaper and less time consuming to buy my boxes and frames. The other stuff I can build that, and I enjoy building that. I actually, my first love is a woodworker, and I still enjoy doing that. So let's do another one, and this one is from Robbie Caudill from Columbus, Indiana. And he says, well, it might be a she because it's ROBBIE. Hello there, Mr. Ed. I enjoy your videos and your spirit. Just finishing my 4th year of beekeeping. Congratulations. And I find your videos helpful, intriguing, and entertaining. Well, I know they got to be entertaining if Good Time Charlie is in it. Still trying to master the art of beekeeping. Well, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Honey production is increasing well each year so far. That's awesome. Uh, and logically, you would think that as the years go on, so would the increase in honey production. So congratulations on that part as well. Please find honey label for your honey house wall. Would love to have you use the links to the like and follow. Goal is to grow into a small sideline business as I retire from corporate America career in a few years. Man, I know a handful of guys that have done just that. They retire and they start building a sideline business. And trust me, you will be busy. So good luck on that as well. So here are Rob. So it is a guy. Rob's Bee, raw, pure, raw, and local honey. Rob, thanks so much. Thank you so much for sending it. Edward Britton, in Central Florida, Milton destroyed our pepperberry harvest, knocked all the blooms off, plus all the rain rotted the flowers. But praise God, we lost nothing after Milton flew by. Man, what part of Florida are you in, Edward? Because man, I'm telling you, those hurricanes. Um, uh, uh, I feel for everybody, beekeepers and everybody, like, because they're just they're just terrible, terrible. Sorry you lost that stuff, and hopefully the flora can come back. I know last year when our tallow got froze out, um, it made this year's tallow not as productive. So it took us a while. So I still I've got all the victims of the hurricane. They're in my prayer every single day. They're part of my intentions. So know that I am praying for all you all. Thank you very much. I'm a retired teacher full time. Well, you're not. You're going to your pumpkin festival right now, Flower Street. Pauline Evans from Wales. Oh my goodness. I love watching your videos. I was wondering if so we don't have it's not a cutout competition. We do a swarm catch competition. And I tell you, the rooster, he got such a big lead on me, like 15 swarms ahead of me. I just threw in the towel. I said, "Nah, you won." So I gotta buy him a Taco Bell dinner. So he won this year. Okay, so everybody hear that? The dirt rooster won. Stacia, good afternoon. Wow. All right, I tell you the people that I talked to a guy where he's in, I think he's in South Carolina, and he's doing the same thing. Boy, he built a big honey house, and he is doing the same thing. He either just retired or he's getting ready to just retire, and he is going into the bee things, and it, it can be done, especially if you're still healthy enough to be able to take that load of, man, them bees will work you come honey time. That's all I can say. All right, let's do another one. I'm trying to see where Jim and Chris from Newton, Iowa. And a card says, Mr. Ed, I always enjoy your videos. Here is our label. We live 30 miles east of Des Moines in Iowa. Keep up the good work, Jim and Chris Crandy, Newton, Iowa. And this is the card. He wrote that on. I think the coffee should be up in there too. And here is their label. There you go. Beautiful. That is a beautiful label. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Jim and Chris. Thank you. All right, let's do another one. Teddy's New England. How are you, Teddy? Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. This is from D and V Young. John and Val Young, I think is the name. And it said they say, Mr. Ed, Jeff. You know, my name is Jeff, but I love the name Mr. Ed. So that's I'm gonna be called Mr. Ed. Good morning, afternoon. Per your request, here is one of our honey labels for your wall. Thank you for the opportunity to be included in your collection. Now, thank all of you all who are sending or plan on sending me your labels, because I'm going to have to video people that are visiting the honey house when they see that wall, because you would not believe the amount of joy these people see. Like, they can't believe what is all that. And then also along the wall where I display all this honey that people have sent me, and it's really a testimony to all of you all that are watching, how your support of the work that I do here at the Abbey, it manifests itself in that stuff. And when other people see it, the joy that they get from seeing that, like their eyes get big like mine. So really, thank you all. Thank you also for taking the time to share your beekeeping adventures with us on YouTube. We love your energy and positivity. God bless, John and Val Young. And here is Sticky Business Bee Company. Oh, look at that. Nice label. Man, the thoughtfulness that goes into people's honey labels is just awesome. And that's one of the things that really is eye-catching in that wall, because it's just a diversity of labels. It's not just like one label. It's just like they're all kinds, all sizes, shapes. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Damon Gray, you always put me in a good mood. Simply the happiest show on Facebook. Thank you, Jesus. Well, that joy that is inside of me, that I certainly don't like holding back. It's all there because of my faith, and in my videos, that's really, I mean, it's about bees, but really, it's, for me, it's about sharing the joy that's in my heart, and that life really can be joyful in spite of the trials that we have. Because I mean, I got problems, but when you're working bees, there ain't no problems other than getting stung. What's the best day and time to come visit the Abbey? The wife and I would love to come for a visit. I encourage people to come visit here at the Abbey. The only thing I ask is that you send me an email, and that's easy to find on my channel. I have my email address on there. Send me an email, and we can set up like an appointment, because I really do need to have an appointment, because even though I'm here every single day of the week, I also leave a lot. Like, I do removals, do bee things. I'm on the road a lot, but I'm here all the time. So just send up an appointment, send me an email, and we'll schedule it. And that's for everybody. I tell that to everybody. Send me an email, and we'll set up a date where you can come over. Let's see, I'm trying to think. So we had the Mississippi people, but I had somebody. Oh man, that's what it was. It was, she was from North Dakota. She came. Her name was Velvet, I remember, and she came to buy honey at the gift shop, because her friend in North Dakota said, if you go to New Orleans, you got to go across the lake to visit the Abbey and get some of their honey, and then you got to find Mr. Ed, because he was following me on the video. So I was actually driving home. I was going home, and I turned the corner right by the church, and there's a lady in the street with her phone taking pictures because it's very, very picturesque. There's every place you turn around here that you could take a picture. And she's taking pictures of the pond in the church. And I drive slow past her, and she looks at me, and I drive slow past her. And as I'm driving past her, Mark Kudrain, the director of Woodworks and a bunch of other stuff, he's coming the other way, and he's also kind of like, he's not my boss, but I call him my boss. And I stopped to talk to him, and when I did, she walked up to my door and she says, "Are you Mr. Ed?" So she got real lucky. It doesn't work out like that very often, but send me an email. Marsha Riggs, amen. Nick Leong, you make me want to become a beekeeper someday. Now, I say this all the time. In fact, I said it when I was at the NCAT meeting yesterday, the Armed Farms, that is one of the first things I start off with. The world needs as many beekeepers as it can get. So I say, Nick, keep watching the videos and get inspired and get you some bees. Roseanne Albert from Canada. Oh, right. Isif, I'm not going to even say it, from Romania. Another Romanian. Wow. Thank you for stopping by. JW Soapstone Farms honeybees. What are you doing in the middle of my nap? You know what? I should be in the middle of my nap right now, 3 o'clock. I like leaving the Abbey at 2:30. That's the time I like leaving. Now, I get here at 4:30 in the morning. So by 2:30, that's 10 hours. It's time for me to go. But now people come, I will stay later. But by 2:30, I'm on the way home. And why am I going home? I'm going to take a nap. And Mona knows that. I come into the house, I tell her hello, give her a kiss, and say, I'm taking me a nap. And I'll sleep for at least an hour. I love my afternoon nap. Well, I hope that your nap wasn't ruined by following along. Cody Simmons, what state are you in? Louisiana. And I was actually born and raised in New Orleans. I was born in 1956. That's right. I'm old guy. Linda, I'm sitting here in Kentucky watching my little honey bugs work the asters. All right. Now, are they your bees, Linda, or are they just somebody else's bees, or do you have bees? I'm telling you, the bees are working that goldenrod right now. I keep a stand of goldenrod in our front yard, and Mona tells me, when are you going to cut that stuff? And I say, I can't. It's got to bloom out. It's got to bloom out. And it's a tall stuff, about 6 foot tall. And in that storm, Francine, when it came through, it pushed it all down. So it's all laid down, but it's blooming like crazy right now. And the bees are all up in that stuff, just like we saw them today. 4:30 in the morning. Where are you, Grace? All right, let's do another one. Wait, Jessica Fairfax, watching the live and setting up for trunk or treat. It's a beautiful day for last minute foraging in Virginia. Wow. Yeah, October is the best month in Louisiana. Oh, good. They are your V's. It's absolutely the best month. And today was like primo. When we started that removal, it was 58 degrees. When we finished, it was just over 70 degrees. But I mean, it was sunshine. It's been sunshine. So it was warm. And set them up. And I don't even think it hit 80 today. Beautiful, beautiful time of the year. All right, let's see what this little letter and some labels. And it says, this is a quote from Elizabeth Lawrence. This isn't her. This is Heather Spalding is who this is from. And a quote from Elizabeth Lawrence, the hum of bees is the voice of the garden. I think for me, and next week when you watch the video, because I included, because that that bee buzz, bee hum, to me is one of the best experiences as a beekeeper you can get. Just to be in that and to experience that vibration. It's just awesome. And I've been including it in the videos that I've been posting lately, because I've been setting out honey or getting robbed out, whatever. And it just, that sound just does something to my soul, I think, because I'm always captivated by it. And again, in the video for next week, as these robber bees, I mean, unbelievable amount of robber bees, as they were just tearing up all the mess that I made. The roar of them was phenomenal, and so I videoed that. So let's see what she says. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and expertise with us. Well, that's a stretch, but thank you. Best regards, Heather Spalding. And here is her labels. Her labels. Golden S Hives, pure, raw, local honey. And this is the back of her jar label. Thank you very, very much, Heather. Beautiful label, beautiful label. So who designed that one? Tell us a bee joke. Okay, so here's a bee joke, and I'm probably sure all of y'all know it because everybody does if you're a beekeeper. Do you know where on the on Noah, on the story of Noah, right? The flood. Do you know where Noah put the bees? In the ark hives. That's it. There you go. That's my bee joke. Now I know who is it? Well, somebody, he's always sends up these bee jokes when we do this. He must not be watching today. The email has been sent. Oh, good, Brian. Good. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you too. Hey, Brian, this isn't a hint or anything, but I really love homemade bread. Okay, but that's not a hint or anything. Emmy 30, Mr. Ed, enjoying your content from Lisburn, Ireland. Wow, we. Oh, thank you so much, Amy. Amy. John Bemis, trees have hit peak color, so we need the rain and wind for fall to happen. One of the guys here, one of the volunteers here, Billy, just went up to Maine, got back during the week, and he said the leaves are already turning. And Mona and I talking about making a run up into the up to Arkansas to go see him this year, because I love seeing the maple trees up there. In fact, in Harrison, Arkansas, they have the I think it's called the Maple Leaf Cemetery, and there's like 300 maple trees in there, a lot. And me and Mom made that trip probably 15 years ago, and we caught it just right there. The color here in the South, you get green and then you get brown. There is no transition other than tallow. Tallow is, we actually, so as bad as the tallow is to the foresters, beekeepers love it, and it actually gives us color in our woods. We get the red, the yellow, and then it goes to brown. So tallow is colorful. Alan Redmond from Scotland. My goodness, this is awesome. My dearth has started here in Yankee land, and my bees are in full robbing mode. Super feisty tool. Yeah, they are. Well, you'll see for yourself. Next week's video, you'll see just how intense the robbing was that we went through today. Leona C. here in Bedminster, New Jersey, where goldenrod is very abundant this year. Well, I certainly hope that the bees around that area can capitalize on it, and y'all get some of that goldenrod honey. Personally, I like it. You got to let it air out for a little while, because otherwise it's just way too strong. But if you let it air out for a week, open air it inside of a building, and that pungent smell gets out, oh man, that stuff is excellent. Dutch Delight, good evening from the Netherlands. Another Netherlands. Wow. Chris Stewart from Queensland, Australia. What time is it, Chris? We don't have honeybees, but keep native bees, which don't produce a lot of honey, but are great pollinators. Awesome. That's awesome. And, You know, Chris, I'm sure you're aware of how now Varroa is in Australia, and how the government, they did not handle it very well initially. Hopefully that things have calmed down, and things do get better for y'all over there. Bert Veening, hello. Eddie Eve from Southern Indiana. It is 6:45 in the morning in Eastern Australia. Let's see. Chris Kirby, started to get cold here in wet Wales. Oh my goodness. Elise Jobere in South 1045 in South Africa. Golly. Why aren't y'all in bed? My goodness. I mean, I love going to bed at 7:30. If I could go to bed at 7:30 every night, I would be very, very happy. All right, so here's one from R. McCormick. Let's see. Honey Bunny Farm from Danbury, Kentucky, from Hive to your table. And here is their honey label. Thank you very, very much. Being retired is the best, ain't it, Alan? So this one is from Mark Welchel. I hope I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I was a mailman. I still couldn't pronounce the names. Love watching your YouTube. Thought I would send you my label from way up north here in Alaska. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thank you, Mark. Look at that. Haystack Mountain. Look at this label. Alaska. Man. This may be my first honey label from Alaska. It may be. Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Next one is from, well, Hingl. Hingle. And a little letter. And it says, it's from Luke and Melody Hingle. Mr. Ed, we love your videos, and you have inspired us to tackle the cutouts that everyone else declines. I like doing the easy ones. The Dirt Rooster does the hard ones. We are beekeepers in the Northwest Pennsylvania Beekeeping Association, along with Fred Dunn. That's my buddy, Professor Fred. Someday we would like to come and see your hives. Please do. Make sure you send an email. And please come visit us in Pennsylvania sometime. If I ever get up to see Fred, that's a promise. Keep up the awesome work and fun YouTube videos. Many thanks for all that you do. Luke and Melody Hingle. And here is their label. Hingle's Homestead. Raw wildflower honey. Old Franklin Pike. Crotchenton, Pennsylvania. Thank you all so much for sending me your label and the invitation. Thank you. All right, let's see, got some more. No letter, but ooh, a beautiful, beautiful honey label. Sayre Akeries Apiary, and they're in Middleton, Tennessee. And here is their honey label. Man, that's gorgeous. Beautiful label. And I bet that label sells a lot of honey. That's beautiful. The next one from Fox Farm in, it might be Gettysburg. Mr. Ed, we love your YouTube channel. Looking forward to seeing you again at North American Honeybee Expo in January. I am so looking forward to going to the Nabi this year. I talked with Cayman. He and I were speakers at the Louisiana State Conference a couple weeks back, and he and I got to talk for about 2 hours. And so I'm just like super excited about going to Nabi this year. I really am. So it's Corey and Jean Fox, Fox Farms Honey, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness, y'all sent a bunch of stuff. It's not just honey, is it? Oh my goodness. It says soaps. And here we got pure honey. That's a small label. And then here is a big label, a rectangular one. And now we have an oval one. That's nice. These are very nice labels. And a square one. You certainly have a lot of labels. Look at this one. Look at the size of this one. Oh my gosh. This is the other big one. Look at that. That is a whopper. Oh, thank you so much for the labels and the nice note too. Thank you very much. So let's see. Two listening one. I am tired by 7 also. Yeah, good. Going to field day next week in Baton Rouge. Now I won't be doing that, James. I've got so many cutouts lined up right now. My Saturdays are already tied up with that. How long have you been in beekeeping? I got my first hive in 1978. So you tell me how long. It's a long time. Taylor Boys Outdoors. Look at this. You all stay tuned because thank you, Taylor Boys. I got this. So stay tuned. What's up with you guys? Thank y'all for that. But I'm coming. I'm just hold on. I'm gonna get to you. Diva Dawn, forgive my ignorance, but how do you have honeybees in Alaska? Wouldn't it be too cold? You know, I've talked to a beekeeper in Alaska, and the general consensus is up there is that every year you get new bees. But he is trying to convince people that just like in Canada and in other cold areas, bees can make it through the winter if you give them the resources as well as the protection they need to do it. So he's fighting an uphill battle, but generally I know people in Alaska, they just get new bees every year, get new bees. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I was told. Tennessee, ooh. Grandma Lori, hello. Chilling with my kids in Georgia after running from Milton. Oh, poor woman. I will have to watch again later. Yeah, please do. Please do, Lori. Always great to hear from you. Rebecca, good afternoon from Central Kentucky. Enjoy your videos. First year beekeeping. All right, way to go. Thank you, Jesus. He's so good to us. Yes, he is. Amen to that. He is. And living in Louisiana, I am very, very, very familiar with hurricanes and the damages they do, which is why I'm so sympathetic to all the victims in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, because I know what you all are going through. And so I encourage any of you that are listening to me right now, find a way to donate to be able to help these victims. And trust me, they some of these people have lost it all, and we as human beings need to support them in their help. So please find a way to donate to some cause of hurricane victims from both Milton and Helene. And Grace H says, I just want to thank all these beekeepers for taking care of the world's most important resource. Well, it's important, at least what their job is they do, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the best one, but I sure like it. I sure do. Oh, that's good news, Lori. I'm glad to hear that. Two listening. Love and prayers, everyone from Milton and after all the rest. Yeah, they definitely your prayers. That's the easiest thing to do, So it include them in your prayers. It's easy. Look at that chocolate RS. Stephanie, how are you? Wow. Stephanie, you see that, huh? There it is. Stephanie, or Chocolate RX, as she was one of my mom's most dear friends. Stephanie would write my mom a letter, and Stephanie hand makes cards, and uh, she would send my mom a letter, not just a card, a letter almost every week. And it was my mom's, like, one of her biggest joys was to get a letter from Stephanie, because very often she would hand make them, and then she'd always write a note about what her and her husband and family, the girls, are doing uh, up there. And mom was she was just tickled pink to hear from you, Stephanie. So thank you for sending that to me. It's so nice of you to do that. All right, let's do another one. Now remember, Taylor boys, I got you. I got you. Just we're going to go through these first. Now this one comes from the Netherlands, and this is really good when I receive a typed letter like this, because I can read that. And it is from, I'm not going to be able to say it, Alphen Rin in the Netherlands. Dear Mr. Ed, sending you one of my self-adhesive honey bottle labels. It is mandatory to print various details about the honey in the bottle, since this honey enters the human food chain. I use this label on my 333 grams honey squeeze bottles. The heraldry on the left side is the one of my family since about the year 1740. That's a long time for keeping bees. So, and then he says some translations. Let me show you what the label is. All right, so here's their family. What does it say? Heraldry. That's a heraldry right there. And then in tiny print, you can see all the other information that he was saying about. Blumen honing is honey from unspecified flowers. Let's see now, where is that? I don't know. I can't see this thing. It's upside down. um, uh, Scarler honing is free range honey. Imker is the beekeeper, and THT is used before. I don't know what that means. But anyway, Rick Van der Meulen sent this honey label to me. And Rick, thank you so much for all that is an awesome label. Now I've got several other labels, long labels like this, because it just wraps around the jaw like that, instead of ours where you just have one in the back. But it wraps around, and I have several. I know from England, I've got them, and I think maybe from Australia that I've got this type of label. So they go all the way across one of those cells in the on the wall. Thank you very much, Rick. Thank you for the letter and what all that stuff means. All right. So, Robert, are you still there, Robert? I hope so, because I got your letter is next. So this is from one of my members, Robert Hilliard, or as he goes by, Brush Popper Beekeeping, and he sent a little note as well. I'm sorry, it's not Brush Popper's beekeeping, it's bee wrangling. He says, hello from Denton, Texas. Here is my honey label and my girlfriend's label. She had to put her label on my honey. Hope to see you soon and visit the Abbey. So I know Robert, I'll see him. I saw him in Marshall, Texas when I went and spoke up there, and I'm sure that I'll see him again. So here is, now I don't know if this might be his girlfriend's honey. I don't know. No, this is his, because it says Hilliard's honey. And this is his card. And this is his girlfriend's honey label. Look at that. I always do like those bees like that. That reminds me of the bee that Mona had done in the honey house. It looks just like it. That design looks just like it. But I'll say this, Robert. Okay, yours is pretty good too. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Yeah. Oh, you saw that? You saw all that, Robert? Oh, wait. Yeah. So, and thanks for your other little thing that you sent me as well, Robert. Thank you. Oh, look at that. This Mike and Nikki's Honey Company from Campbell, California. This is wait, let's see what Cody Simmons. I am really nervous about November. If you want to know why, it's because I'm going to be marching in the Veterans Parade on the 11th with my junior arts class. You'll do fine, Cody. You'll do fine. That's a good thing to do. All right, so this is from Nikki Canitas. I'm not saying that right, but that's who it's from. And she sends this letter, and I love it. It's tight. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Dear Mr. Ed, I just love your show and how you have grown. That's my beard that's grown. Oh, it's my belly that's grown. We will want to visit you before we build our tricked out honey house like yours. Well, that would be awesome if you came, because if one thing I love talking about is that honey house, the layout, the idea behind it, and I probably over the years probably talked to half a dozen, if not more, beekeepers that are going sideliners, and they're just asking for an input on direction on how to proceed in their honey house, because as much information as there is out there for hobbyist beekeepers and commercial beekeepers, if you want to be in that middle, that 150 to 500 hives, or there's nothing there, and so you have to make your way through it. And it took me almost it's 7-8 years to get to the point where I am now in our honey house, and I can really say that. Now, I'm not going to get any bigger. I mean, we're not going to go more than 200 ever. So that's it. That's my number. But the setup that we have in our honey house could handle 300 hives without any problem. We can process 400 gallons of honey, 6,000 pounds in 7 hours. So that's it's the system has been streamlined. Of course, it took a long time. So I want to show you Nikki's honey labels. I got 2 of them. Mike and Nikki's Honey Company, island crafted in Hawaii. I thought it was California. So here's one of them. Maybe this is the California version. Mike and Nikki's Honey, raw, unfiltered. Really nice, both of them. Very nice. Thank you. And please call me or contact me when you all get ready to do your honey house. I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. And then look at this. They also put a nice little bee on there. On their letter too. All right. Got a few more, just a few more. We're almost done with it. Oh, we're already going over an hour. And this one doesn't have a letter. It's from Jamie Hagen in Barhead, Alberta, Canada. Another Canadian. Oh, this is another beautiful, beautiful honey label. Look at that. Look at the man. That is some great, great artwork. And that's just going on a bottle of honey. But why shouldn't something so pretty go on a jar of honey? Because that stuff is actually gorgeous. Jamie, thank you very much for sending me that beautiful label. Man. And look, it's an uncanceled Canadian stamp. You think I can use that? All right, I got two more. Now, well, since the Taylor boys, they're still waiting right there. They Taylor boys, they've been watching my videos for a very long time, and they have finally sent me their honey labels. And here is an example of raw and filtered honey, Taylor boys, Briar Patch in North Carolina, and here is the red and the yellow version of it. I guess you guys like to hunt and fish and keep bees as well. And then here's their little label that goes on the top of their jars, certified. And then they gave me a little Psalms quotation. Taste and see the Lord is good, especially in the honey that his creations produce. So here's a little jar of honey that the Taylor boys sent Mr. Ed. Raw purple honey. So when I eat this, are my teeth going to look like I just went to the dentist? I'm going to eat some of this. I haven't tasted it, but I promise I am going to eat it. Why is it purple? What have your bees been getting into? Thank you, guys. And I got one more, and this one is a really this one really moved me when I received. It's a package and a letter and a label and all, and it's from Tracy Chamberlain, and he writes me, Jeff, I'm writing to let you know you have been a big influence on me to start raising bees. Also, I want to send you a first year jar of honey and my honey label to go up on your wall. I've also included a challenge coin from the ministry side of my motorcycle riding club that I founded in 2010. It has the St. Benedict symbol. This is a Benedictine monastery that I'm here, St. Joseph Abbey. It has the St. Benedict symbol on it and been blessed by my priest, Father Andre Medellin, in the old Latin rite. May God bless and keep you and your family safe and bestow upon you many graces. Wow, that's a great blessing. Thank you. Pox. Tracy, big guy, Chamberlain. And then on the back of it, he has a PS. PS, I will be joining the Catholic Church on October 5th, 2024. Congratulations, training. Oh my goodness. So I taught the classes to introduce people into the Catholic Church for over 20 years. I taught catechism for 22 plus years. So congratulations, Tracy. Oh man. So let me show you. I want to show you the medal first from his motorcycle club. Let me open this up because I don't want to go through the plastic. So remember, he said there's an image of St. Benedict on it. And so here is the St. Benedict image right there. And Oilfield Ironman, Foot Soldiers of God. It looks like the strong arm. That looks like Muscle Man Brian right there, except he's got a hard hat. And then on the back side, again, the Benedict medal right there. And that must be with the iron people right there. Tested by fire. Man, that is beautiful. Thank you so much, Tracy. And then Tracy also sent me some of his honey. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful honey. I can only wait to taste this. This, man, I'm going to eat this stuff with my biscuits tomorrow. Now, Taylor boys, I'm just going to taste this. I don't want to put this on my biscuits tomorrow. This looks like biscuit honey right here. So I'm going to eat that. And then here is Tracy's honey label, just like on the coin, except he's got bees on this one. Oilfield Ironman honey. That's awesome. That is awesome. So that was all of the labels and letters and honey that I've received. Hey, Dr. Bruce. Hey, Steve. um, that I've gotten over the last 3 weeks, and that's what I think I'm going to be doing. Like when I go live, and I do live about once a month. Um, uh, I'll at that point open them up and show them, as well as express my gratitude for receiving it. So for those that are watching, for those that haven't sent a honey label to me, please send me your honey label. Hey, Mark Sutherland from England, please send me your honey label. I'd love to have it gracing the wall in our honey house. And if you'd ever want to come visit me here at the Abbey, Dan Platt. Wow. Great to have you, Dan. Oh, wow. If you'd love to come to visit me, want to come visit me at the Abbey, reach out prior to, a couple weeks before. I can put it on my calendar. And man, I would love to have you all visit, and I'd love to show you the stuff that I do here at the Abbey, and particularly our bee yard. Sweet pea. Johnny Depp sound alike. Does anybody else think I sound like? Yeah, because I remember you said that when I said hello, Mr. Ed. That sound like Johnny Depp in the Willy Wonka, the Willy Wonka movie. Well, guys, I'll stay on for 4 more minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, because I have got to. Oh wait, let me tell Dr. Bruce, because I saw him. What a surprise! Send that home to Miss Mona. You think Miss Mona would want to eat some of this honey or the purple honey, Dr. Bruce? Which one do you think it is? um, but I forgot what I was going to say because I was talking to Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce and his wife Janet, they watch my videos on Friday mornings, and the comment she said last Friday was that she enjoys eating biscuits with honey on them, watching Mr. Ed videos. Now that is, you can't go wrong. Hey, look at that, Rodney. Rodney, I saw that last short that you made. I had a question about it, and now I can't remember. And it wasn't the one about the bee, that little swarm. That swarm, if the dirt rooster would have caught that swarm, he would have told me there were 40,000 bees in that. He said that would have been a monster swarm. But that was a tiny swarm that you had there. Hey, Steve, I have been watching what you've been doing over in your yard. I think the last thing that I saw you do was the speed racing of your oxalic acid treatments. I think you did, like, what was it, 700 hives in 4 minutes, something like that. Very impressive. Howard Westerkamp from Osakalosa, Louisiana. Now, I live in Louisiana. I should know how to pronounce that. Halls, Holls, have followed your channel for years, but never saw it live. Oh, good. I'm glad you got to today. Thanks for all the wholesome content. It is a privilege for me to be able to make videos and post them, and then I'm just overwhelmed by the response that the videos get. You all are just wonderful, and I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me for all these years. I think I've been doing this since 2011, and I'm almost at, believe it or not, 150,000 subscribers. That's unbelievable. I mean, I never imagined such a happening that would happen to me, because I'm just having fun sharing the joy that I have keeping bees, and I'm so glad that all of you all find some kind of element in there that you can relate to and continue watching for all these years. So thank you all very much. Sam from North Carolina, praying for you guys over there, Sam. Bendis honey How's the flow on the North Shore? It's been pretty slow in Baton Rouge. It's just getting here right now. I don't know how, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no more, and it'll be over. But they're working our goldenrod very, very well right now. All right, guys, hour and 15 minutes. I went through the list. If you want to send me your honey label, I sure would appreciate it. And I can't thank all of you all enough for being subscribers, viewers, members on my channel. It warms my heart to have so many people watching me, saying prayers for me, and following along. So thanks for watching. Keep on watching, and I will be making more. God bless. Mr. Ed, I am out of here until the next video. Bye, guys.